Hello Internet, Moisey89 here, and today we are going to talk about Chrono Trigger. Now the first question that might be in your minds, what is Chrono Trigger? Now, possibly one of the greatest games of all time, or JRPGs, came from the great minds behind Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. One of my favourite all-time games and a definite should be on your list to play if you haven't already. Absolutely an amazing game about a young group of kids that end up having to travel through time to basically save the world. I don't want to go too spoiler in depth here, as there's probably quite a few of you, especially the younger lot, that haven't actually played this game yet. So I don't want to go too deep into spoilers to ruin anything, because I truly do believe that if you haven't played this game, you definitely should, especially if you're a fan of the Final Fantasy series and things like that. It's just a brilliant game in general. Like, I compared it recently to one of the recent Square Enix games, Octopath Traveler, and it holds its weight very well. Like, this year is now the 25th year anniversary of Chrono Trigger. So basically today I want to talk about the possibility of some remakes for this game of some kind, because as we have had the DS, Steam and iOS releases of this game, they are good and it's a callback to the original and everything like that, but it's not the remake that I think this game truly does deserve. It ranks highly up there, and like I said, if you haven't played it before, definitely go check out that game. Absolutely brilliant, not too costly or anything like that. But let's get into the different things of what the remake could be about. Now, I personally believe that they could go down 3 different routes for this remake. You've got the first route, which is the Octopath Traveler remake, to make it in the essence of Octopath Traveler. Now, if you have played Octopath Traveler, you'll kind of get a gist of what I mean. On screen right now will be a video from a YouTuber I found. Credits down in the description below if you want to go check him out. But he's basically made a video of what the game would essentially look like through the Octopath Traveler mode, and it looks absolutely brilliant. I'm not sure that this is the remake that I would like, but I know for 100% that if they did release this, then I would buy it. I love Chrono Trigger, I love all Final Fantasies, I love all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I just think that this would be, you know, the graphics look good, it looks cool, and it is definitely owns homage to the original. So it would be a good step to take. Not my favoured, but I think it would still be a brilliant, you know, I'd give them money, I'd throw my money at them. So it's definitely a good one to take. Now, another route that I think that they could go is the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, this is one that I feel personally is more likely not to happen because of the sheer amount of power and will. It's taken them something like 7 years just to release the first part of the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and there's also a few parts, like in this Final Fantasy VII Remake, they kind of change it a little bit from the original, and I'm not sure that that personally would work with Chrono Trigger, because it's such a brilliant and perfect story in the little package it is. I don't think it needs anything adding on personally, but the concept of seeing that game with all the graphical detail of Final Fantasy VII Remake and with the intensity of that game, now that would be something that I'd definitely be willing to play and part with money with to play. It would be absolutely amazing. I think it's less likely, but I do believe that it would be good, and it is a genuine option that could actually happen. Now, thirdly, I think possibly we could get a remake in the Trials of Mana kind of sense. Like, they've remade the Mana games and it looks good. It's got that cartoony effect to it, but it's still HD and it looks pretty cool. Now, I'm not big on the Secret of Mana games and all that kind of stuff. Trials of Mana, I've not really experienced any of them personally, but I have seen reviews on them and stuff, and they do look cool, and I would be very interested to see Chrono Trigger in that kind of 3D but cartoony aspect. It would be just something that would definitely interest me. Now, I personally feel that we will get some kind of announcement this year for this game, as it is on most people's greatest of all times list, and it's its 25th anniversary, which is a very big anniversary. But unfortunately, a lot of people seem to think that we won't ever get one, and it has been a long time. So for me to say concurrently, yes we are, I can't. I don't work for Square Enix. This is my disclaimer now. I don't work for them. I have no information. There's no confirmation that anything is going to get released. This is just my hopes and what I wish. and what I feel like a lot of people in the internet community wish would be the case, because it's just such an amazing game. Again, if you haven't tried Chrono Trigger, then you should get out there, get it for Steam, get it for the DS, or even get it for an iOS for a phone, or for Android phones, or iPads, tablets, all that kind of good stuff, and just get on there, get trying this game. It's not very long, but I reckon it'll take about between 20 and 30 hours to fully finish. It's worth the experience. Now, what other kind of things can we come to expect if we do get a release? Now, they could be changes. Now, there could be something good, it could be something bad. Now, that is which scares me the most. With the Final Fantasy Remake, I am very on the fence with what the changes are. I'm not going to go into detail into the changes again. I want to try to keep this video as spoiler friendly as possible, but there is some changes, and a lot of people seem to be on the fence whether the changes are good or not. And me personally, I'm on the fence. I don't know whether I like it or not, because they haven't completely finished. You know, I think I'll be able to make my decision once I have completely finished the once they finish releasing the other remake chapters, so we can get into it, find out what that's all about. So, with Chrono Trigger being the great absolute star that it is, I think that on its 25th anniversary that we will get some kind of shout out, some kind of callback from Square Enix announcing this game. I hope we do. I've got passion for this game. I love this game, and it does truly deserve it's a timeless piece. It truly deserves a remake more than any other Square Enix game, in my opinion. Like Final Fantasy 7, yes, it's a classic, but Chrono Trigger's just one of them. It can't be replicated. I truly believe that. It's like lightning in a bottle. You cannot replicate the perfection that was this game, and it is what it is. Now, I'd love to hear what a lot of you guys have got to say. Do you think Chrono Trigger deserves a remake and all that kind of stuff? What kind of style would you like it in? The Octopath Traveler, the Trials of Manta, or the Final Fantasy 7 remake? All of that kind of information, just comment below and tell me what you would like to see. Would you even like to see a remake? Because a lot of people think it's just perfect the way it is, which I truly believe it is. But I just would like to see more from this franchise, because this franchise, we got Chrono Cross, bit crap. I'm not keen personally. A lot of people rated it, but it wasn't what a lot of people wanted from this series. And then now we had Chrono Resurrection, which was the fan-made remake, which was in a Trials of Mana kind of style. Now that looked like it was going places. That would have been very interesting, but Square Enix called a cease and desist, so that we're no longer going to get that. And which that in itself gives me hope, because why would Square Enix call a cease and desist on a fan-made game, which they could have made revenue with, like Valve did with the Black Mesa remake of Half-Life 1. They said to them they can make it, but Valve are going to keep a cut of the makings that they make from it, which is fair enough, which I personally feel that Square Enix should have done with Chrono Resurrection if they wasn't going to pursue something with the franchise, which that in itself, because they did call the cease and desist, makes me feel that they are working on something. They've got something planned, because why would you cease and desist something that you can potentially make money from a gaming company standpoint? It's not all they care about, but it's a majority of it. It's why they're in the business. They love to make money. So, again, that's something else I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on. Like, do you think that the Chrono Resurrection, do you think it was good it was cease and desist? Or do you think it was an opportunity that we all missed out on? I know for 100% fact that I wanted to play Chrono Resurrection, but we're never going to now. But yeah, it's been a long time coming, this video, guys. I haven't made a video for 5 years, and it's been ever so fun. From now on, I'm only going to be doing passion projects and stuff like that, trying to steer a little bit away from Team Fortress 2, as I feel as it's a dead game now. It doesn't really get 100,000 subscribers, and doing YouTube on the same stuff, I feel like I killed that off personally. So there won't be no more of that, but definitely stay tuned to here for loads more videos. I've got loads more stuff coming up. Make sure you subscribe and like the video if you haven't already, because it's free and it helps me out a ton and shows me that you want more content just like this. And again, thank you all for tuning in to this video. Don't forget to leave your opinions, comments, and tell me everything you want me to know down in the description, down in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.